Alright, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning on into the Evergreen Motovlog channel. Today I'm going to do a quick little update and talk about something that's kind of happened in motorcycle news recently in the motovlogging community, and just kind of share my 2 cents on it and give my thoughts and yeah, see where it takes me. Stick on around and let's get into it. So like I said, motorcycle news, I know this is, by the time I'm filming this, this is probably a week old, and then probably if I'm going to move it to the front of the line of the videos to be edited, it'll probably be another week old, so it is a little bit old. I do apologize, this is a little bit old news, but I was watching a couple videos and I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on the Yammie Noob spite situation that went down and kind of the aftermath and everything. So let's just jump right into it and kind of see where it takes us. So if you're living under a rock or you're new to the motorcycle community and the motovlogging community, I will go ahead and just talk about it briefly, kind of what happened. So Yammie Noob, one of the larger motovlog channels on YouTube, who's been motovlogging for a while and has had some, you know, kind of interesting moments throughout the years, went on and put out a video recently, put out this super serious video that he was letting go one of the people that is on the channel with him. That person is Spite. So if you haven't checked out his, if you haven't watched Yammie Noob in the past, Yammie Noob and Spite both do all kinds of stuff on the channel. I guess it got to some point, so Yammie Noob put out this video where he essentially was super serious and talking about how, you know, he originally got into the channel because he wanted to do motorcycle videos. What's that, dude? And, you know, it was kind of for the creativity, which, you know, that's the reason why most of us get into motovlogging, honestly. But what happens when you become a channel that big, he has over 1 million subscribers, things get a little commercialized and they become a business. So if you're the main person that started the channel, you kind of end up becoming like a CEO or something. That's what happened to Yammie Noob. And over the years, a couple years ago, he brought in Spite to, you know, I think he originally came on as just somebody doing video editing, and then he kind of moved into the role of actually having his face on the channel and doing motovlogging content. And from what I can tell online, a lot of people really enjoyed Spite, you know? They liked his approach to things. He was very knowledgeable. They enjoyed the content that he put out. And so, you know, you could say that he was a decent part of the channel. Well, in this video, Yammie Noob basically explains that things have become too corporate at the company, Yammie Noob, and because of that, he needed to get back to his roots and wanted to get back into doing a lot of the videos himself. Which, when I stop for a second and think about that, you know, it kind of seems like, yeah, Spite was doing a lot of the videos, but so was Yammie. I mean, I don't know, I watched a lot of videos online where he was doing videos, so it's kind of strange to me that he said he needed to get back to it, unless, you know, those are old videos from like a year ago or something like that, you know. But I mean, even seemed like some of the newer ones, so I don't know exactly what he meant. I don't know if he wanted to take the reins or what. Then he basically just says that Spite's job is irrelevant and they have to let him go. I don't know, that seemed strange, you know. That seemed like that wasn't, I mean, when I watched it, you know, obviously I watched it after a lot of the pushback online happened, but when I watched it, it seemed like that wasn't really everything to the story, you know. That wasn't all the pieces. It was just kind of seemed like a strange way to go about that, because at the end of the day, yeah, I'll get into my thoughts in just a second. Yammie put out this video, talked about how he was letting Spike go because he needed to do more of his own videos. It essentially then cut to this interview where Yammie is very awkward. Yeah, I don't know, just something seemed off. And Yammie and Spike are sitting at a table and talking about what's going on, why Spike's leaving, and, you know, reflecting a little bit. And, you know, maybe the intention behind that was to really just kind of reflect on things and have a nice little ending to everything. I don't know, but the execution was weird. Yeah, I don't know. They should have watched that video and probably redone it if they could have. But I don't know if they could have. So, yeah, like I said, everything kind of just wasn't passing the smell test to begin with. It seemed a little strange. Something seemed off about that video. Well, then the internet went nuts and was calling Yammie Noob out, saying like, what the heck are you doing? Spike's been the life of the channel. How could you let him go? All this stuff. This interview is terrible, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, the internet did what the internet's gonna do, right? You know, you can't base your own opinions on what the internet says. But eventually what transpired was Yammie Noob pulled the video down. So I thought that was kind of crazy. He didn't originally pull it down. There was a ton of backlash and it was up, and then he pulled it down. So I don't really know. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a part 2 to that or something. It seems kind of strange, but maybe they need to take a couple weeks and refilm that interview, or maybe he's just going to leave it off the channel, you know, and not have it up there. I don't know. Try to forget about it and move on. Which kind of seems like it's what he's doing, is just moving on. So, if I could talk about my thoughts about it just a little bit. I'm not an expert. I just getting started on my own channel. And I'd like to say before I talk about my opinions, you know, we don't always know what is going on, right? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if there was some kind of disagreement between the two. We don't know if there's some kind of family obligation or, you know, creative differences. We don't know if maybe things are just totally fine and they're good and that's all that matters. We don't know any of that stuff, but it kind of seemed a little strange because I work with a decent amount of small businesses, and I've kind of learned between places that I've worked and places, you know, that I've seen work environments, that it's really important, you know, if you have a really good employee that does a good job, and in this case seems to be making your channel better or making your company better, I think that would be potentially one of the most valuable things that you could have. Somebody who's going to be on your team, who's going to go to bat for you, who's going to have your back, somebody who's going to be there for you and can keep things going while you're away, or, you know, you can delegate tasks to. I think that's super important and super valuable. Yammie Noob, I don't know him personally, obviously, and I've only seen him through the YouTube channel lens, so he may be a moron. Or he may be a super smart dude. So I'm gonna, you know, kind of err on the side of, you know, he knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna judge. I'm gonna err on the side that he knows what he's doing. He's got an incredibly successful motovlog. He rides motorcycles, and, you know, he's interesting to listen to. So I'm gonna say he knows what he's doing. So maybe it's a situation where Spike wanted to leave the channel, or, like I said, there was some kind of disagreement or something like that. I think, you know, if it isn't, then I would probably say Yammie has made a very big mistake. I think that's part of the problem. And, you know, we're not privy to that information because that's internal business, you know, between them. If there really wasn't any reason to let Spike go other than his job is irrelevant, I mean, I think that's incredibly foolish, because if the true reason why Spike was going to leave the channel was because Yammie just didn't see a need for him anymore, then I think that was a really stupid decision. Because, yeah, like I said, having somebody that has your back, having somebody that can have the keys to the kingdom and run the place and keep it safe for you, you know, is Yammie going to want to do this forever? You know, does he want somebody to take over things? I don't know. I think it'd be a good idea to have that second person who does a great job on your channel, could do videos from time to time. If you wanted to do more, you could just work that out, I think you could split the time a little differently, or you could say, hey, I want to take that one, I want to do that one, and, you know, maybe you can't pay him, I don't know, but I think you can figure out a way, right? I think you can figure that out, and if the goal is to continue to grow the channel, then the business is going to grow, and so you are going to need somebody else. and so then you can shift roles and duties and things around, and you can keep Spite. So that's that scenario. If the situation really is there's something else going on between them, they don't agree on things, they argue, they're frustrated, Spite wants to do his own thing and have his own channel, Yammie doesn't want to give up the control, you know, something along those lines, I understand, you know, and that's their thing, that's their business, that's not the internet's business if they don't want to share it. And it just is what it is, you know. Businesses, it's hard to go into business with somebody, and it can ruin families, it can ruin friendships. At the end of the day, it seems like it was a tough situation. It sucks that it had to happen, but it seems like also Spite's gonna be doing awesome. His channel, I don't know what it is at this point, I'll flash it up on the screen, but yeah, I mean, after the video was posted, Spite's channel friggin' blew up and got a bunch of subscribers. And so, you know what, I wish him the best, because that allows him to, again, do his own thing and kind of be creative, run the channel the way he wants to run it. And yeah, you know, I mean, I wish Yammie the best too. I know business decisions are hard and they're difficult, they're frustrating, and you know, sometimes it is just business, and it is just, you gotta do what's best for the company. Yeah, at the end of the day, my thoughts are, it's their business. It's you've heard it, you know, it's their business. If they want to share more, they will. Hopefully things are good between them, and the reason that they split off wasn't just because Yammie thought he was irrelevant, because when you watch his content, he's definitely not irrelevant. He's got a lot of great things to say, and he's really interesting to watch. Like I said, we're not in their shoes, so we can't make those kinds of decisions. I wish them all the best. That's gonna do it for today. Thank you all for watching. Go ahead and like the video, leave a comment, let me know if you saw that video that Yammie Noob posted and what your thoughts are, and if you think that I'm kind of getting close or if I'm way off. You know, I like to hear other opinions. I think that's how you make yourself better and grow. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I've got tons of motorcycle content both on the channel and headed your way, so smash that notification bell. And as always, this is the Evergreen Motovlog channel, reminding y'all to ride safe out there, mind your surroundings, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace!